Talk to us about kind of your experience both on the executive side and the consulting side. Kind of, what have you noticed and learned along the way? That we could, advice that we could give to other senior marketers that might find themselves in that position.
Yeah. Well, on that first scenario, I saw it most often when I was in the agency side and I was a strategist or a consultant to a CMO advisor. What I would oftentimes see is that you'd have a marketer that really understood that marketing could, invest or think or even just work in a different way that would have a greater impact on pipeline and revenue. They almost had a desire to want to go on the hook for a number. But they for some reason couldn't get cross-functional buy-in on marketing being anything more than, let's say more of a sales support function or, the creative arm that makes things look pretty. And so in those cases, oftentimes, what I found worked was that they would take it one program at a time. So they would look for one opportunity, and it's, let's say a market segment and one buyer persona that they felt like they could just change the way they approach that particular buying influencer, develop a program, and invest. It's almost like they had protected that investment in a pilot program and would start to actually generate something that felt like more qualified, more sales ready, and then be able to use the results from that initial pilot program internally to then, of course, get more buy-in, a recognition that marketing could be more. And one of the things that I thought always worked really well in that case were two things. One, if they secret shop their organization from a customer's perspective, and then took that insight and shared it internally. And, most people will agree that if the experiences you deliver to your customer are less than ideal, like someone ignores leads, for example, most people will start to rally around and provide you support. Right. The other happened to be the wall of shame, taking and visualizing all of marketing's one-off tactics and putting it on one wall in the context of one customer or one account. And that usually also prompted people to think, oh, we really can't think about this one ad or one email or one, let's say event at a time. We actually probably should think about this more programmatically or thinking about an always-on engine. So that first scenario seemed to play out more often than not. And, I think agencies are well suited for designing and executing those pilot programs because it keeps their team focused on the core business day to day.